Hi guys, welcome back. I hope that you all are ready for the excitement that this video entails for the week. I decided that I was going to go ahead and build the puzzle as a video, which I'm excited for. I honestly don't know if you will hate this, but I really want to do this puzzle, and I think these types of videos work really well for me where I can just sit and relax while I'm filming and chit chat with you guys like we're hanging out. I have just really enjoyed making that type of content. So let's do both. Let's get the puzzle done. We'll also glue it, and I can talk to you guys while I do so. So back on my year update video, I had showed you, let's see, would it be, it'd be this way. I had showed you guys the puzzle I purchased, which was like, I think it was $4.99 at Aldi. I picked up this puzzle. It's floral. It does come with these crystals, which I'm not sold on, but you would put them, so like on the last video, I didn't really show you guys this up close, but it does show them placed in the piece. I am not sold on putting these into the finished work. I assume I'm going to use these for something else. So for now, I'm going to put those aside. And we separated together on that year update video the middle pieces and the outside structure of the puzzle. So I always start with the outside. I don't know if everyone does that. I feel like that's a pretty common thing to do, just to give you that structure. So let's start with that. We're gonna dump all these out. I have no method to a puzzle other than separating the side pieces and then attempting the middle. I don't like color coordinate it. I don't do anything other than flip pieces over and just see where they go. I know some people prefer to color coordinate and it makes it a little easier. I love just eyeballing it and seeing how it all goes together, basically. I do the corners. I always do pull the corners. So we'll find those and then we'll try to place where each one, oh, here's one. We'll try to place where each one of the corners fall and we'll build from there. I would love to know thoughts on puzzle videos. Do you guys watch them? I did something similar. Here's the third one. I did something similar on my channel, which was a Lego project that I posted. It took me seriously like 2 hours to put it together. Maybe a little longer. It was in real time. Where's that fourth corner? This is why I don't separate though, because maybe somebody right now is like, oh gosh, she could have put those into sections. But I love the chaoticness of finding, that's what I meant by like finding the piece, because it just pops out at you. That's why I don't really do a method. But I had, nope, that's not it. I had done a similar type of video with the Lego in the past. It was very tedious for me, but I do enjoy these type, oh, here it is right here. See, it just popped out at me. I do enjoy these types of videos. Like in my own time when I watch YouTube, I watch a lot of ASMR. I watch a lot of, I guess, detailed videos where they show all the steps and all the process, because I feel like this is upside down. This looks upside down to me, so it's actually this way. So we have this corner. I'm going to try to stay in frame. This corner. This corner. And then this corner. Okay, but what I was saying is I really enjoy watching videos that kind of just calm my mind down. Like watching somebody do something is very calming to me. So it might come off as not that exciting unless you like that type of video. Nope. And I probably will speed some of this up. I may just show you it finished at the end. I'll decide depending on how this plays out. Maybe time-wise. I was going to talk about a few things for possible upcoming videos, though, which I would love some thoughts on or opinions. Oh, this is a middle piece. This doesn't even belong in the side piece, but I originally this week was going to film. Let me move my chair a little closer. I was kind of standing back behind the camera to see if I could get everything in frame, but now that it is, I can kind of move myself around here. But I was originally this week going to film a tattoo tour, which was requested. And I don't know if I'm in my head about it, but I feel just like I don't know how to do one. I know that sounds strange, but like every time I go to think about how to do it, I'm like very fully covered in tattoos. So I'm not certain if I should like have a swimsuit on, have a tank top and shorts on. So then when I start thinking of how I want to show my work, I just shut it down and go, oh, I can't do that. So I haven't quite like amped myself up, I guess, for the idea of fully showing all of my work. I was looking at some examples of maybe how others have done, you know, tattoo tours. And so I do have some inspiration from that. But my point is I don't know why I'm doubting that video so much. I know it'd be super fun to do, and I do love my work. I don't know if it's like in my head about, I honestly don't know. And I don't know why this piece is so hard to find either. Have I just tried every single piece here? No. Okay, let's move back up here. Or over here, we got some blue. Anyway, is that a weird thought to have? I don't know if I feel like I would just be doing too much, just like on the internet, showing that off, like showing ultimately myself off, my work off. I don't know why I am in my head about it. It seems ridiculous. Like, I do want to show all my tattoos, so why am I like, oh, no one's going to want to see them? Like, I was asked to do a video like that. So anyway, it's just a silly thing I've made up in my head, which in fact, I do plan on filming it as I'm saying all of these things. I do plan on filming it, and then I will see how it turns out. And if I don't like it, I never have to upload it. But I'm kind of stuck on that right now, on how to make it. And then another thing for my channel was I was also kindly asked to make a Q&A video, which I just adore that idea. But I'm also getting in my head about, well, I have to have the questions asked, you know? So like you guys would have to ask me questions, and will you do that? Does anybody want to ask me a question? These are just silly. So even though on my, like last month, I think maybe I'm just going through like a little bit of self-doubt, but if I do the video, you guys have to ask the questions. And so I'm like, okay, if I put a poll up for like a Q&A and nobody asks anything, you know, is that wild? But not really, because we all have to start somewhere. So if I never put the Q&A video questions up to be asked, then I'm just missing the opportunity to make that video anyway. So then I end up in the exact same situation, right? It's the same scenario. So I'm just venting to you guys like a few little thoughts, like real thoughts I have when I go to create content. It doesn't always flow so naturally. Like I do overthink it, and sometimes I'm just like, well, no one's gonna ask that, or no one's gonna want to watch that. So I don't know what put me in that little bit of a mindset lately, but is that the piece? It's not, is it? That's not the piece. I mean, it fit on there, but it wasn't correct. Anyway, does anybody else go through that? It's a normal feeling. Maybe you're not a content creator, but just on anything in your life, you're just like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I can't do that. Just like a normal thought, I feel like. I feel like there's going to be some fast forwarding in the future, because what am I doing? Here's it probably goes along there somewhere. That one looks like it goes right about there. See, I love that. So that's what I just love about puzzles. That's a good question. Do you guys love puzzles for yourself? Do you do them? Or do you not? I have always loved puzzles. I feel like it just works your brain. In a different way. So those were some of the videos though that I had thought to do here, and those will most likely be videos that come out in the next couple weeks. In fact, like I said, I'm going to film the tattoo tour as well this week. I'll upload my puzzle video this Friday, and then the following Friday, I plan on it being my tattoo tour. So I'm just kind of maybe talking out loud to you guys about, before you see that video, it was thought out. It wasn't just like, oh yeah, I can do this. Some of these just fit on there, and they're not it. That's not that one. And then that one. There we go. I'm always curious, so it gives you a size, right? But we all know by now I'm not measuring anything. So I'm always curious when I lay out like the corners and such, how far is it actually going to go down? So we're going to find that out together. Back to the Q&A, though, if you do have questions, or if you have questions, because that's what a Q&A is, you can leave them here as well. I would be curious. You know what else this made me think that I love watching the assumption videos. Have you guys ever seen those where you assume something about the creator? Here I am sounding like all self-conscious about like putting myself out there, right? But then I'm like, yeah, I love those assumption videos, but I do, and I would love to do one of those in the future where you write your assumptions about me. And I would just be so curious, because I don't know what people think, honestly. I've never really been in a situation to think of what, I guess, I don't know, how other people perceive me. You just kind of live your life every day, you know? But I guess when you put yourself on the internet, it leaves room for, oh, wasn't this on here? Yeah. It leaves the room open for, you know, like assumptions and such. So I think that would be a fun video to make. What people assume. This would be over here. Somewhere. Maybe there's a piece, yeah, here. Nope. But I do love watching those assumption videos. I think they're so funny. People just come up with, I don't know, the craziest stuff. And I also love the way the creators like read about it, and they're like, oh yeah, I could see why you thought that, or, you know, maybe somebody assumed right. I just find this so interesting. I feel like that's more of a, like a psychology thing, even though some people may not think it's that deep, but here we go. There we go. See how you see something and you're just like, oh, I knew exactly where that went. I love it. Doesn't sound that exciting, but if you do puzzles, you know. You just feel like you're, nailing it. Especially when everything looks exactly the same. See, this is where I differ. Like, I know what I was saying in the beginning, people put these in, you know, color schemes. You'd put all the same pieces together, but I think that does no good. I just feel like these all look the same anyway. So if you need a pink piece, just look through those. They don't have to be like... These snap together so well. I just feel like that goes probably down here. Is this in frame? Kind of. I could talk about how my channel, since I've stopped uploading every day, it went back to, you know, pretty consistent. The consistency of like getting the same amount of watch hours and the same amount of clicks and things like that for the channel, which is super interesting and I'm super thankful for, because like I've said in the past, you need all that for your channel to grow. But I, within the first week of not uploading, immediately felt like I was not doing enough again. I don't know what my brain said, but somebody also kindly asked about how it was now that I wasn't uploading every day. And I highly have considered uploading twice a week in May, starting to upload, you know, 2 times a week, because doing that challenge just showed me how much I can get done in a week, even between work, my family, my friends, my, you know, house responsibilities, and so on. So if anything, it really did open my mind up to like possibly having a little more availability for the channel. And I'm still kind of playing around with that idea, but I will say the first week that I was not uploading every day, I kind of felt like I was missing something in my day. I had just so consistently done the work that, I don't know, it felt super strange. And it was a super weird first week, because also that first week in April, I had a video that I had already recorded also in the month of March while I was recording the other content for the daily stuff. I had that pre-filmed, so the first week of April, I was completely off from YouTube. I didn't have to film, I didn't have to edit, I didn't really have to do anything, and so I don't know, it felt really strange. So I have considered in May uploading 2 times a week. We'll see how I feel about that, probably closer to May. This goes over here. So this is probably going to be pretty decently. There's like a piece missing in between there, it looks like. Let's try to find that guy. Maybe 2 pieces. No. Oh, well, possibly. That one goes there. So there is When I saw that little middle piece in there and put it back, now I'm like, oh no, did I put a bunch of flat pieces in the middle pieces? I don't know. Oh, that just could, are you joking my life? That connected. Okay. That's all. We need a, I'm searching for a piece. I was searching for a piece there. Okay. That's fine, that happened. Now we need like an orangey. That piece. So this must go right there, right? There we go again with the white. Is this in the frame? Oh, look at that. It's in the frame. I'm gonna move it up a little so we can connect. This is why I was standing, because I feel like I can just see overall better. Okay, so we need to get this connected here. There. Not yet. There's another. In my Lego video I did, I wasn't vocal at all. In fact, in a lot of my beginning videos, I was very quiet. I was getting used to the filming, the idea behind the video, the camera setup, you know, a lot of other aspects that I was trying to learn how to do. So I also didn't add in the speaking. And so I was putting that video up and I could see when I was getting so frustrated with a piece or something, even though I was silent, I could tell that in the video. But over time in filming, I started to be more comfortable with the talking, and now I can't stop talking. So I'm glad I loosened up about that, because I feel like being able to explain to you guys what's going on or what I'm thinking just feels more natural. Is there a piece under there? No. Nope. Nope. This one? Nope. Maybe I should go to a different section. I have to pull this up a little. There we go. I will eventually get back to tattooing. I know in May I really, really want to finish the backdrop to my leg before the summer comes. So that will be a future video. I just took a little bit of a break from it with having done it for so many days in a row that I needed a little bit of a breather. but I will definitely get back to it. Especially before summer. There's just so few pieces, and I feel like nothing's connecting. This needs something right there. Does anybody watch ASMR? I was just thinking about how quiet this was, and I love ASMR. Originally, when I wrote down my plan for a channel, it was going to be an ASMR channel, and then I remembered that I have 3 children. So I was like, that is going to be very interesting way to film. But in my own time, I watch ASMR. I also don't know that I am a soft-spoken enough person for that. Not that it is all silent or soft-spoken. I listen to most of it, like most styles. But I love it. I think you love it or you hate that. There's no in between. But I started seriously listening to ASMR when I was pregnant with my last baby. I was just had insomnia, couldn't sleep very well, and I had heard about ASMR in the past. I just had never really thought much of it. And I remember on YouTube something had come up and I just clicked on it, and I don't know, it was incredible. And I was clearly hooked after that. But then I came across using it in different aspects. Like when I was in labor, I used a lot of ASMR to just relax and calm down. I use it when I tattoo now. There's just so many different occasions that it's actually helped me focus even. Not so much even sleep, just helps me focus. But yeah, this was originally going to be a ASMR channel just because I was so involved in watching it, and I was like, man, I want to do that. I could still try those things here. I mean, I did just ask, is anybody into it? Like I said, I know there are strong opinions about how awful it is and just how silly people think it is. And I respect that. I think that it's not for everyone. Nothing's for everyone. But I, always have birds on. I have birds on right now. But I always have some type of relaxing sound on while I work. And maybe that's helpful for others too. I feel like I have all these little sections, but I don't, like, none of them are doing anything. I watched the ASMR also. I was just like rethinking about what I was talking about, but I did not realize how much I loved the role-playing ASMR. Has anybody watched that? Do they love it? Where you like go, well, in the video, you go into the salon and they like do your hair or your makeup or your nails. I don't know, like I said, it works for some people and it doesn't for others, but I mean, it's like an art form. You're creating this content that's actually making people feel like they are at a beauty salon. I just find it incredible, the amount of work people put into the piece that they're making, all the way down to like the backdrops, the props in the video, I watch a bunch where their, you know, costume or their makeup or their hair, it just coordinates with the whole theme of the video. And it's just such an artistic, it's just such an artistic thing. Not thing, it's such an artistic, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's just like such an artistic specialty. And I don't know, I find it fascinating. Because as much as it is, like they call them triggers, you know, that relax you, it is so much about the creativity that go into these videos also. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead, finish this border, and I will come back when it's finished and show you, so I can not drag you along any longer for these last little pieces that I can't seem to connect to anything. So let me look at this, and I'll bring you back when it's all finished, the border's finished. Okay, the frame is completely done. I have this piece right here that does not go here. There's no way this piece is right. So I don't know how I'm gonna figure that out, but this was my last piece. And it just doesn't seem, it just doesn't seem right. Except I've looked, like I've tried to go around the edge and see what doesn't, you know, did something get forced together? And I don't know. Like it just doesn't even look like it shouldn't be doing that, you know what I mean? Something got mismatched, mixed up. I just don't know. I guess we're just gonna leave this weird guy here. and see how that doesn't go there. I don't know. It's gonna have to pop out to me at some point, right? There's not even any green here. And so this part of the green is up here. This should be all pink. Into yellow. Let's see, is there more green? Yeah, I don't know where this went wrong. Everything else seriously looks like it just, there's no, you know, uneven pieces. I don't know. I don't like this piece. I'm just leaving this piece aside for right now. If it is the spot it's supposed to be in, then I'll put it there. But we'll start with the middle. This might be, I don't know if this video is going to be about 19 hours long, but we're going to work on it till it's done, and that's my only plan so far. So we're going to flip some of these. And then I just kind of go around the edges and match up things. So that's how we'll do this. This puzzle was a lot crazier than I thought it would be with all the same shades and such, but you know, that's the challenge of it. Wish I could figure out why that piece is such an odd little piece right there. There's just no way that goes. Oh, unless, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's right. It's the right amount of pieces, so there's none that should be in here. What's your method on puzzles? Do you sort them? This was another thing that this puzzle, I mean, it was $4.99, but a lot of the pieces have, like, you know, extra paper on them. Do you normally sort your pieces? Do you do this? I guess I kind of sort them. No, that's not. I mean, these are the same type. We can look at our little piece. And figure there's some blue over here. In fact, I think well, that one could probably connect somewhere up there. I guess you kind of sort them because you have to see where they are on the paper. My sunlight outside is fading pretty quickly, so probably come back to this tomorrow as well. I wonder how long this video will seriously end up being. It's kind of, didn't really think how, see those two go together? I kind of didn't really think about it taking me that long. So I never really thought of a time length for the video, but that's just part of the challenge, is seeing what you get done and how long it takes. Like I said, my Lego video was about 2 hours in real time. I'm going to get most of these sorted, maybe sectioned out a little. And then I'll probably, well, not probably, I will come back to it tomorrow. And maybe with fresh eyes, I'll be able to see what went wrong over here. Do you guys feel better doing that? Do you ever start a project and then you stare at it for so long you have to just go away and come back, and then you're like, oh, duh. I feel like this is kind of ASMR. Just the little shuffling of the pieces and turning them. Okay, I think those are all. We can sort. I guess we can sort these. Would that be a terrible idea? Here's some green. Okay. green. I feel like everything just looks the same, huh? Some yellowy pieces. Here's some like whitish pieces. Those have to somehow Is this video going to be 9,000 hours? Yeah. Look how pretty these pieces are, though. This is going to be so beautiful when it's all said and done. And then we're going to glue it. I'm going to glue it. And I don't know if I'll frame it. Maybe you just hang it. This is just kind of how I do it. You know, you find the similar. I feel like maybe I make it a lot harder for myself, but somebody else has to do their puzzles like this, right? You just sort them a little bit. I know I could go through technically and like sort everything color-wise, but that just seems horrible. Like I would just never do that. They almost look like little tie-dye pieces. So see, this is how we'll begin it. We just kind of remember where things came from. So here's our little watery color blue-green section. So we're just going to find that section and then we build out. That one probably goes down somewhere in there. It's getting pretty dark on my end of things. Oh, it looks pretty good on camera still. Does this piece go here? And that piece? No, it just looks so... Is this wrong? No, that can't be. That's a double-sided. I don't know. I'll figure that out. Just doesn't seem right. Okay. I know it doesn't look like it, but I have a start to what will, you know, all start to come together. So I'm gonna stop for today and come back to it tomorrow when my sunlight is back and start again. Okay, so I will see you guys tomorrow and we'll continue on with this until it's all done.